Hello, Sophie, Anarchist Mum here. Okay, I am going to talk to you about shame. Shame's a biggie. Shame is where the infinite possibilities lie. Um, I'm an artist, and in my art, the project I've been working on for the last year has been about shame. It's called Exquisite Shame, and it's inspired by an artist called Sophie Cal, who did a book or an artwork called Exquisite Pain. Her artwork came from a place of pain. It took many years for her to process that pain before she was able to do that artwork. Um, I studied her during my degree. I didn't get it. Did not get it at all. I tried to write about in my dissertation. In fact, I'm shamed about my dissertation. But it was a book that was given to me, and it's always stayed with me. And so I became deeply connected to the book in the last couple of years again because of what I had gone through and what I was exploring through my artwork. So I'd started writing nearly 2 years ago every day, conscious writing thoughts. My writing turned into wild writing because there was stuff that I didn't ever want to see again. I had a lot of narrative I needed to get out, and it wasn't something that I needed to read, and it was something I didn't need others to read. So I started to encrypt my writing through scribbling. Um, this then evolved into scribbling with pens by like colourful markers. So actually, although it felt like a troubled and dark narrative inside, as it came out onto the page, it created an artwork. Um, and I realised that a lot of the shame I was carrying was something that most of us carry, and it can be shame around um, anger, money, um, fear, chaos. Oh, a lot. Anyway, it's all there. Um, but and underneath all of that shame is actually hiding who we really are, that infinite possibility. Um, so I've explored this really deeply, and every day I would write out a narrative that would confront me by initially thinking, should I put that down on paper? But by encrypting it, it felt safe to. Um, and a lot of the shame was held around anger, fear, and money. These are the things that I was carrying. So by the process of releasing it every day onto paper through this artwork, which the narrative of shame was no longer serving me, it then served as an artwork. And that to me has been hugely powerful. I can see the power in these artworks, these possibilities by throwing it out there and not being a perfect, pretty picture, but by being quite an immersive painting that absorbs you in, but that is filled with hidden narratives that I would never share with anyone. Um, and they were angry narratives against people that had caused me trouble and trauma in my life. Things that I felt I could never say to them because I was a conditioned people pleaser. So I had to come out somewhere rather than keep burying it down. This was all part of my self-healing. So my self-healing was about facing my shame. And from facing my shame, I feel I have managed to heal very deeply, and not run away from the narratives that had been troubling me, the way I lived, who I thought I was. By challenging them in the artworks, by challenging my shame, I was able to start to reconnect or realign perhaps with who I was born to be. Um, so yeah, what's your shame? How's it serving you? Are you a high functioning person? I know I was. I was high functioning. I could get up every day and get out of the house and live, but inside there was just this utter turmoil of what I was carrying. But I'd love to hear if you could share your shame with me if you're comfortable to, but even your stories around what the shame is doing for you and how it's serving you. You know, whose narrative are you carrying there? that's telling you to do the should do's. So yeah, shame.